Guys, this is on full blast. That's all the way up. It's all the way open at the valve. That's no bueno. Hey guys, Steve here at 6 Day Ranch. It's a beautiful Thursday. About 85 degrees outside, sunny. I finally got a break from work. I've been crazy busy this week with everything going on. As you guys have seen, my beautiful wife has been getting all sorts of stuff done around here. Very grateful for, to have such a good country wife. Guys, get you a country girl, she'll take care of you. So she's been getting a lot of stuff done around here. There's a few things piling up on my list that I want to get to today. One of them, I want to show you guys, you know, we're filling the pool up and we've got a well system. We don't have a lot of water pressure, and that's typical, but we got that pool filling up, man, and the faucet inside the house barely turns on. I'm going to show you what this one back here does. This is the one we water our animals with. Let's see if there's any pressure in here. There's a little, yeah, that's what we got. Guys, this is on full blast. That's all the way up. It's all the way open at the valve. That's no bueno. So I'm gonna go check it out and see what might be causing this. I suspect our issue may be the pre-filter we've got in our well house. We've got your typical well setup, then we've got a pre-filter for catching sand and larger debris that might come through the line, and then we've got a water softener system. Every now and then that filter gets clogged up with sand. There's a lot of sand in the part of the country where we're at, so it's not uncommon for sand to get sucked up in the well. So I suspect that's what it is. We'll go take a look and see if it is. If so, I'll show you guys how we change that out and the little setup that we've got in there. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update on old girl here. She's been good to me, but here lately she has not had any turbo boost at all. And for those of you guys not familiar with a diesel engine, that turbo is not just a nice to have, it is necessary. If you're trying to do anything above about 50 miles an hour in this truck, you've got to really push the gas down to get any kind of power. So what's happening is, as I discussed before, the boost isn't going up the way it's supposed to. Well, I got a great friend, James, who happens to be a diesel mechanic. He was kind enough to come out here and do some diagnostics with me today. And the good news is, it looks like it's an electrical issue. Once we clear certain codes with the little tool that he had, we can get the boost back, which is a good sign that the turbo is working, or at least partly. Bad news is the issue keeps coming back, and it could be a sensor. We might be lucky. It could just be a little electrical sensor of some sort, but one of those sensors is actually part of the turbo, and you've actually got to remove the turbo just to replace that sensor. In addition to that, the sensor is actually very expensive. It's a VGT system, the component that controls the inside of that turbo. And so if we go that route, if I got to take this turbo all the way off just to replace a part like that, we're just going to change out the entire turbo. That's one of the items that's prone to fail on this model truck, and if we go through that type of labor, we're just going to knock it out. I'm going to burn that bridge and put a new turbo in here and spend the money so that hopefully old girl here lasts me for a while. So I'll keep you guys updated on what we end up doing to fix that. One of the things that James had recommended, which I think is a great idea, is to go ahead and swap out the fuel filters on here. I haven't done that in a few months. It's not time yet, but it's possible, you know, bad, dirty fuel, something like that, may have led to an issue where there's not enough fuel flow through the truck. Usually it throws a code for that. It has not this time around, but it might. So that's a quick, easy fix if it is. So I'm going to replace that filter soon, and then we're going to troubleshoot those other issues, and I'll keep you guys updated. One quick thing I want to do before I go check on that well house issue is I got a little calendar reminder. Guys, I use Google Calendars for everything about maintenance reminders here around the house. It really helps me to keep from forgetting important things or maintenance items. One of them being starting this generator. We bought this generator. It's nothing special. It's just a Predator 9,000 watt generator, 9,000 starting watts generator from Harbor Freight. These are actually good little generators. They're a little on the loud side, but they work well, and this will power the majority of what we need in the house if we have another hurricane come through, or if we have a prolonged electrical outage. So part of good generator maintenance is coming out once about every 3 months is what I have my reminder for to start this thing, and I'll let it run for about 10 minutes. Sometimes I put a load on it, sometimes I don't, but I just like to let it get up to temp. You hear those pigs back there? What do y'all want? Y'all have already been fed. All right, so one of the things we do is we start this and let it run just to get it up to temp. So I'm gonna start this and let it run while I go check on the well house issue out there. Don't break my pipes. Could you please leave? Jules, do you mind? Billy, get out of my well house. I got work to do. Come on, get out, come on. There you go. All right, keep it moving. There we go. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, so I'm here in the well house. This thing has seen its better days. This is basically how we found it when we bought the house. I've done pretty much nothing in here except upgrade the pre-filter over here. It's full of dirt and grass and bugs and stuff like that. I just know one of these days I'm going to find a huge snake in here. Fortunately, knock on wood, I have not. The first thing I did was check the pressure on the tank here, and it's set for 40-60 right now, and it's at 60. There's no water running right now, and pressure's up where I would expect it to be. It could stand to be adjusted a little bit higher. As a matter of fact, I may do that later. The pre-filter over here, I'll show you guys. So that's the pre-filter that we've got. And I replaced this. Like I said, this is the only thing I've really done in here since we moved in. It had a smaller one, and it was a dark case, so you couldn't really see inside of it. So this one I like because it's got a nice little window and you can see the sand build up, and that's what's in the bottom there that's full. So I suspect that's what the issue is. We're going to take this thing off and clean it out and put a shiny new one in there. I thought we've already been over this, Jules. I thought we've been over this. You do not belong in my well house. Come on. Come on. Hey, really, guys? Seriously. Thank you. Don't y'all have some hay to eat or something? Some grass? Jules, shut the door on me. Jules, stop it. Sit. Guys, I haven't really got sit down on him yet. Billy, sit. Nope. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Hey guys, so the original video of me taking this thing apart didn't take. So this is a little retake. This is actually the clean filter that we swapped out already yesterday, as a matter of fact. I want to show you guys what I do to relieve the pressure to get this thing off without breaking it or busting your hands or pipes or things like that. So down here on our setup, and most folks have a setup similar to this, there's a valve here that first you want to close off. This is the inlet water flow from the tank. And then over here, since we have a water softener, this water softener cover comes off like this, and there's a cam on top of this. This is what turns when it goes through a Regen cycle, and it actually opens and closes valves in here. And right now the valve's closed, so if we tried to take this thing off, this line would still be full of pressure. It'd be pretty tight. Really, goats? So all you have to do, most models are very similar to this, if not exactly the same as far as the cam goes. You can actually turn this by hand, and when you turn it, you can actually hear it click, and you'll actually hear the water go through this thing. The front of the LED screen here will read an error state because it's not where it's supposed to be, but we'll fix that later. So if you listen for the click, that's it. So you can actually hear the water going through it. So that's relieving the excess pressure from this line here. There's also a pressure relief valve here too that you can push to let a little extra water out. I usually push on that while I unscrew it. But standard tool that usually comes with these, if you don't have one, you can buy them pretty much any hardware store. All you've got to do is pop this on here, Like I said, I like to push this just to make sure there's no pressure. And you also have to turn it the right direction. And that's it, guys. So all you got to do is loosen that up, and you'll see now it's hand loose, so I can take it all the way off, go clean it, change the filter, all that good stuff. So I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Nope, this is not what we want. No, Billy, get out of here. Billy, come on, get out. Billy, out. Get out. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, Billy. Come on. Billy, get out of here. So apparently Billy thinks he can diagnose my well problem. Billy, I'm going to need you to get out of here, bud. Yep, I can't get back there if you're back there. Unless you can fix this for me. No? Alright, I didn't think so. Come on, buddy. Thank you. Keep it moving. Alright guys, I want to show you the culprit here. Look at how dirty this thing is. And mind you, this is only from probably, don't drink that, that's dirty. This is from probably 2 months ago that I've replaced this filter. And this is how it gets all grimy and gross, and all our water's going through that. And it goes through the water softener too, but all the water's going through this thing. And this should be pretty white. I'll show you a clean one in a minute, but that's what it looks like. And then in here, let me pull this over to the side. In here, I can pour this out. Look at all that sand in there, guys. That is just nasty sand from the ground that's built all up in there. All right, quick tip, guys. Obviously, you can't use a water hose to clean this out. I could have brought a couple of pitchers of water that I pre-filled before I came out here, but what I actually like to use is the relief valve or the drain valve for the pressure tank in the well house. It shoots out the side of the building for emptying the tank, for maintenance, things like that. So all I gotta do is turn this on a little bit and I can rinse this right out. Nice and clean, guys. Another tip I got is I keep extra filters for this thing out here. This is a little cheap Craftsman plastic tote that I got from Lowe's, I believe. And it keeps my filters nice and clean, keeps the bugs off of them, and I don't have to keep them out in the house. That way, if I come out here and it needs to be changed, then I can just pop right in here and grab one. All right, guys, clean filter, dirty filter. That's just about 2 months worth of water usage. So I've got a nice clean filter and the nice clean filter housing. All we've got to do, make sure the seal is on here nice and smooth and clean. Center it up. Make sure not to cross thread it and just twist it back together. Just get it hand tight, and then I use my tool here. Doesn't need to be real tight, just firm. Always try not to over tighten it. If it does get too tight, it could break or crack the plastic because it is just the plastic housing. All right, guys, so remember our valve that we opened up on top of the water softener. All we got to do is turn this cam until the LED readout on the front of the softener doesn't read error anymore. It should have like a time indicated for the next regen cycle. And that's it. So I'm going to put the house back on this. I'm going to open this valve, let it pressurize. We're going to check it for any kind of leaks. You got to give it a minute. This valve also helps relieve some of the air. I like to push that until the water comes out without any bubbles. That should have got the excess air out of this thing. I'm just going to hang around for a minute to make sure it's not leaking. All right, guys, it's been running for a little bit under full pressure. No leaks. There's a little bit of water from when I rinsed it, but there's no additional water coming out here, no drip, so that's a good sign that it's not going to leak on us. The quick thing I want to show you guys while I'm in here is the water softener system. This is nothing fancy, but it works really well for us. It gets it helps with smell, but mostly helps with getting the hard water out. And I mean the calcium buildup, like the white on your sinks, faucets, and your bathtubs. It can damage the inside of your washer, things like that. So this is going to filter all that out, and it does a pretty darn good job. They're a really simple concept for those of you that don't have them. I'm far from an expert, but the good folks at Accurate Water, actually who installed this here, has come out a few times to do maintenance, and they've taught me quite a bit. And basically, you've got your salt tank, or brine tank is what that's called. I'll show you that in a minute, but it's basically full of salt. And this has little pellets in it. This is the part that actually filters the water and takes all the stuff out of it that you don't want. It actually softens the water. And a lot of people don't understand this concept, but what happens is this brine tank is purely to get really, really high salinity water content at the bottom of it. And about once a day, this thing is going to go through what's called a Regen Cycle. It's going to suck some of the really salty water out of there. It's going to send a little bit of electricity and do some other chemistry stuff that I don't understand. And it's going to backwash this, and it cleans all the little beads and stuff that are filled up in here, and it shoots that water out the little tube that runs out the side. So that's how it self-maintains and stays clean. Otherwise, it'd get real grimy and dirty over time. So it's really important for your water softener system, obviously, that you maintain your salt levels. That's something we're terrible at doing here. It's way out here in the pasture. It's out of sight, out of mind. And I haven't really got a good idea on the frequency that needs to be refilled. So one of the ways, if I don't catch it first, we notice you can tell distinctly in the water in the house. You'll start seeing whiteness on things as the water dries from the calcium, because there's a big calcium buildup here in our well. But also you can just feel it. Especially once this thing goes through a fresh regen cycle and starts over clean, man, you can just feel it on your hands when you're rinsing off after washing them. They just feel really soft, almost like there's still soap or even lotion on your hands. And it's not. It's just that there's no hard minerals in the water. And man, it feels like sandpaper when this thing's not working. We're so used to it. So if you don't have one, it's a great, great investment. I'll just show you guys real quick, this brine tank. That's all it is. It's just a tank with salt in it. That's literally all it is. See, right now it is a little under half. It's probably about a quarter full right now. That means we can put some more salt in there. It's not so low that it won't work, but I do need to, as preventative maintenance, go ahead and fill this thing up. And there's no specific level it needs to be. You can just fill it all the way up to the top, and the salt dissolves slowly as it goes down and reaches the water. There's a water level at the bottom there, and this thing sucks that out, puts a little bit more water in every time it does its regen. So thought that was cool. I learned something about it. Hopefully you guys did too. Get you a softener system, guys. If you don't have one, highly recommended. They're worth every penny. Ours works great. All right, guys, praise God. It was not a busted pipe or a pressure switch or anything else that was complicated or expensive. All it was that pre-filter. I came back already and just checked it. I want to show you guys the difference because you guys saw it earlier. Look at how much pressure we've got now. I can almost reach the house from here, and that's on full. So I'm pretty happy about that. One less thing to do on the list. Earlier, as you guys saw, we started the generator. I had it running the whole time we were out there, probably 10, maybe 15 minutes. That's all it needs to get up to temp. Want to do that about once every 3 months. Like I said, you want to make sure that this thing works when you need it. When you have an unexpected power outage or a hurricane, tornado, something like that comes through, you don't want to have this expensive thing sitting back there gumming up because it hasn't been run. So works really good, still starts really well. Battery's in good shape. Pretty happy with it, and that's it. That's all I've got to do. So I'm going to go put this back in the back of the shop, and in 3 months we'll test it again. Look at my beautiful wife over there. Now that we've got water pressure again.
I know. Yesterday I had to set it in there and just let it sit there, and I took care of everybody else while it filled.
Sorry, babe. I got it fixed for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
See the guys?
He's got some good water.
Usually after I water them, they get food, so they're like crying. They don't have
Would
food
you
yet.
guys stop it? You. What are you doing? Hey, Mama. What are you doing, buddy? Alright, so Mama's being nice and feeding them again today. They've already been fed once today, but that's okay. We want them to get fat.
I'm teasing them a little bit.
That's mean. Would you? Don't you dare eat my feet.
Look, guys.
Nope.
Look.
And act like they haven't eaten all day.
I know. Look.
Guys, this is where the term pigging out comes from. They are literally pigging out.
Watch this one. This one's mean. He'll like.
He's the big
See?
one. Yep.
He's the biggest one. It is really cool to see their different personalities.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
For those of you that don't know, that one and the black one are going to be our breeders. So this guy is going to breed her, and she's going to make us some beautiful babies. They both come from very, very good lines. Thanks to Mockingbird Farm for guiding us in a good purchase. And then these other two guys right here, they're going to be freezer pigs. We're going to take real good care of them. We're going to make sure that they have a really good life here on the farm. And then when it's time, we'll take them to go be harvested.
she's like really laid back.
Yeah,
Like,
she is.
if you could definitely tell she's female.
That's
from
no
the
way to
voice.
treat your lady. I'm sorry, love, what?
She's just laid back. You can just tell that she's a female versus the males. Like if you come in, they're the ones to attack you. She's just like, whatever. She'll lay over in the corner and just ignore you.
Yeah, this morning she was just chilling, just laying like she was dead, and they were all just licking on her. It was pretty funny.
I love his tail. It's so extra curly.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if you guys can see, it's all nasty and cobwebbed, but right up here, I put an old camera that I had in here, and I can actually keep an eye on this from my office, and we can look at it on our phones and stuff too. We've got various cameras for security and checking up on the animals here around the farm. It just makes things so much easier, gives you that little peace of mind. So yeah, that's about the type of view I got in my office, somewhere about right there. So I can pop it up there and check on them in the morning. Also see if they've knocked their water bowl over again. That's something that's on the to-do list. We're gonna put an automatic nipple water on them. We were gonna wait until we put them in their permanent pen out in the pasture, but depending on how much longer we keep them in here, we may go ahead and find a way to rig it up, because I'm getting tired of them knocking over their water, and I want them drinking clean water, and they like to wallow and they put their feet and stuff in there, so that's no bueno. So we need to figure something out about that.
It always tickles.
Good thing they don't have teeth, right?
Yeah. She's the only one that'll eat out of my hand.
Yeah.
The other one used to.
Yeah, that is Dawn. Dawn is the single duck that actually hatched out of our incubator. What was it, 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, that's Dawn. And she is a beautiful little duck.
Are you done? Made you some water? Here you go.
When did you change this pool water?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Look how gross it is.
Yep.
For those of you that don't know, ducks are like feathered pigs. They love the mud, they love the dirt, and they love to like root around in the dirt and look for bugs and other stuff. They are not easy to keep clean. Just FYI, guys, if you're thinking about getting ducks, think twice. Other than that, they're actually pretty cool little animals to have, and they produce great eggs as well. That's pretty much what they do all day long. We let them out, and we let them free range as well too, and
They always go for the dirty water.
they always go for the dirty water, and they're always digging around in the dirtiest spot they can find, looking for bugs, looking for something good to eat. All right, so Beautiful here had a great idea. The chickens like to bum rush the door when we get in this old chicken tractor, and so she throws a small handful of feed over in the corner for them and lets them gnaw on that.
And then they attack me up here.
And then she goes in and fills up their feet.
Hey, they ate all those oranges.
I wasn't sure if they would.
They did.
Peels and everything, huh?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good thing, like how people hang the cabbage and it swings.
Yeah.
It's to like kill their time so they don't get bored.
Huh.
And I guess that's what they did, because I gave them food. They didn't want anything to do with the oranges, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to come pick them all up. And I came out here the next day and almost all of them were gone, and I guess they finished them now.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, now everybody's got fresh, clean water.
Yep.
I wanted to shout out to Pam Yarbrough. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. She had a really great and obvious idea that I did not consider. Remember, we had an issue with this latch. The chickens were actually letting themselves out. They were flying up on the inside and pulling on this little wire that we had so that we could let ourselves out. I actually solved that issue by just cutting the wire to a point. It's not as easy to hold on to, but it works, and we don't have to worry about the chickens letting themselves out. But I wanted to shout out to one of the commenters. Pam Yarbrough had a great idea and an obvious idea. There's a hole right here. And for those of you that are experiencing that issue, or if we start to experience that issue again, literally all you have to do is either put a piece of wire in here, a little, some sort of little clip or snap of some sort in that hole, and there's no way this thing will be open from the inside. So that's a pretty good tip, and you could just, you know, hang it right here or whatever when you're using it. So thanks, Pam, for the comment on that. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit that like and subscribe button. We got a lot more content coming up. We've got several projects coming down the pike that we're going to be working on, and I'd love to share that with you guys and get your thoughts and ideas as well. Really happy we got that water pressure issue fixed. Even more happy it was a simple solution, just a simple pre-filter change. So really happy about that. You guys have a great one, and we'll catch you guys next time.